Primary 6, Lesson 10, Phrasal verbs. All teaching videos and files are to be used only by students of our school. To avoid possible copyright infringement, these materials must not be forwarded to third parties. Thank you for your attention. To prepare for lessons, please adjust to the suitable volume, prepare stationery and worksheet. You can also pause the video when necessary and resume the video after finish the assigned exercises. 同學仔啊，我哋今日嚟講下 phrasal verbs， 即係短語動詞。佢係由2個或者3個詞構成嘅特殊動詞。短語動詞可以有好多嘅結構，包括動詞 verb 加副詞 adverb， 譬如 sit down； 動詞加介詞 preposition， 譬如 look after； 或者動詞加副詞加介詞，譬如 look forward to。短語動詞好多時都同原本嘅動詞有唔同嘅意思，因此有時候我哋好難去估個短語動詞係咩意思，需要記住佢。某一啲短語動詞可以配合賓語使用，如果個賓語係名詞，通常會擺喺短語動詞之後，但係亦都可以擺喺短語動詞之間。但係如果賓語係代詞，就會一般要係擺喺短語動詞之間嘅。譬如 I picked my parents up and drove them to the church， 即係我接我嘅父母，然後揸車送佢哋去教堂。同時亦都可以寫成 I picked up my parents and drove them to the church， 因為 my parents 係一個名詞，但係如果你用 you 一個代詞，我哋就要將呢個代詞擺喺 pick up 嘅中間，所以應該係 I will pick you up at 7， 而唔可以講成 I will pick up you at 7。但係某啲短語動詞，譬如 look after、depend on、run into 等等，呢啲都只能夠擺喺短語動詞之後。譬如 he looks after his aging mother 係啱嘅，而唔可以 he looks his aging mother after。換言之，我哋唔可以拆散 look after 呢個短語動詞。如果個短語動詞之後要用另外一個動詞，呢個動詞必須係動名詞 gerund， 即係要係 ing form。所以 she kept on talk 係錯嘅，因為 talk 係一個動詞，我哋要將佢變咗做 gerund。she kept on talking。同樣地 I look forward to， 我相信呢個例子好多同學都好熟悉㗎啦。look forward to 係一個 phrasal verb， 佢後面雖然係有 to， 但係我哋係要用呢個嘅 gerund， 所以係 I look forward to hearing from you。 Let's do exercise A. Underline the mistake in each sentence and correct it. Put a tick if the sentence is correct. Let's go through the answers. Number 1. Someone broke the house into while the family was on vacation. Break into is inseparable, so we can put the noun in between the phrase. Instead, we should say someone broke into the house while the family was on vacation. Number 2. We must give the credit card back to its owner. That means we must return the credit card to its owner. This sentence is correct. Number 3. You can drop off me at the metro station. Drop off somebody means take or leave someone at a particular place by car. Me here is a pronoun and we need to put it in between the phrase drop off. So we should say you can drop me off. Number 4. It was an important event and she's able to bring it off wonderfully. Bring off means succeed in doing something difficult. That means the event was held wonderfully. This sentence is correct. Note that it is a pronoun, so we should put it in between the phrase bring off. However, if we change it into a noun, for example, we can say she's able to bring off the important event. Then we can put the noun after the phrase bring off. Number 5. We were looking at a shop near the Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower is a famous tourist attraction in Paris. Looking at is wrong here because looking at means examining something. We should say look around because look around means to visit a place and look at the things in it. Number 6. He looked out the book quickly. Look out means watch out. It is used to warn someone for danger. here it is inappropriate in this context, and we should say he looked through the book quickly. That means he read the book quickly. Number 7, they called the meeting off. This sentence is correct. Call off means cancelled. Note that call off is separable, and you can also say they called off the meeting. Number 8, I put some money away for my son's education. Put away means to save some money to spend it later, which is separable, so you can also say I put away some money for my son's education. Of course, it is also correct to say I put some money away for my son's education. Number 9, he got the flu over and is already back to work. This is incorrect because got over or get over is inseparable, so we should say got over the flu. That means he became better after an illness. Number 10, she made a story up about having urgent family matters to explain her late homework submission. Made up means to fabricate, and make up is separable, so this sentence is correct. Number 10, doing housework all day has worn out me. This is incorrect because me is a pronoun and it should be put in between the phrase wear out or worn out. Wear somebody else means to make someone exhausted and tired. Can you fill this form in? This is correct. You can also say, can you fill in this form? She turned the offer down because she wanted to take a gap year. This is correct. Of course, you can also say she turned down the offer because she wanted to take a gap year. Let's move on to exercise B. Fill in the blanks with the correct prepositions or adverbs. We'll check the answers after some time. Let's go through the answers. Number 1, caterpillars turn butterflies when they grow up. They turn into butterflies when they grow up. Turn into means to change or develop from one thing to another. Number 2, we are looking the possibility of moving across the country. We are looking into the possibility. Look into means examine the facts about a problem or situation. So in this context, it means we are figuring out if it's possible to move across the country. The girl passed out while jogging on a hot day means she lost her consciousness and fainted. Note that we use simple past tense past here, and we use continuous tense for jogging because passing out is a sudden action, whilst jogging is a continuous action. Let's get rid of the old armchair to make more space. That means let's remove or throw away the old armchair to make more space. She got through the interview without too many difficulties. Get through means to succeed in an exam or a competition. What a rude guy. He hung up without saying goodbye. The government must come up with a plan to tackle the pandemic. That means the government must suggest a plan. I was heartbroken when my dog died. That means I was very sad. I was devastated. I felt as if I could never get over its death. Get over means to begin feeling better after a very upsetting experience. Let's move on to exercise C. Circle the correct answers. Let's go through the answers. Number 1, he looked cross over or up the contract and signed it. There's no such phrase as look cross, so this is incorrect. Look up means to search for something, while look over means to examine something quickly. So the answer is he looked over the contract. You need to get up now, or you will be late for work. He still hasn't made up his mind about which phone to buy. That means he still hasn't decided which phone to buy. The government has failed to deal with the problem of poverty. Deal with means to take necessary action to solve a problem. That means the government cannot solve the problem of poverty. Number 5, Mary's mother was in critical condition, so we had to put our trip till next year. In critical condition, that means she was seriously ill, so we had to put off our trip till next year. That means we have to delay the trip. The meeting was brought forward by a week. Bring forward means to change an arrangement so that it happens sooner. I've never come across anyone quite like her before. That means I've never met anyone quite like her before. Number 8, the firefighters were called out to look for survivors of the earthquake. Call somebody out means to ask or order a person or an organization to help, especially in a difficult situation, which is in this case the earthquake. Let's move on to exercise D. Replace the underlined words with the correct form of the given words. We'll check the answers after some time. Let's go through the answers. Number 1, Mary screamed when she saw a cockroach. We can replace the word screamed with cried out. Number 2, she put on a princess dress for the party. She dressed up as a princess for the party. Note that we need to use past tense for the word dress because of the lack of s in the word put. That indicates the sentence used past tense. Number 3, don't let the hamster escape from its cage. Don't let the hamster get away from its cage. It's necessary to include or add in reference. The birth rates have increased recently due to the new policy. Have gone up recently. We need to use present perfect tense here. The virus can be transmitted through saliva, or we can say the virus can be passed on through saliva. Note that we use passive voice here, so we need to add ed to the word pass. He fails to keep his favorite employee. He fails to hold on to his favorite employee. That means it's very likely that the employee has resigned. This is the end of today's lesson. I hope you find it useful. I will see you next time. Goodbye.